When I was young, I thought success was about doing more things. I believed that if I kept myself busy, opportunities would naturally come. But over time, I realized something very important. Being busy is not the same as being productive. The world is full of people who are busy every single day but never move closer to their dreams. Why? Because they fail to schedule what is important. In life, we are always surrounded by things that feel urgent. The phone rings, an email comes, a problem appears, a meeting is scheduled, and suddenly the whole day is gone. At the end of the day, you feel tired, but when you look back, you realize you didn't do anything that really mattered to your future. This is the trap. Most people fall into confusing urgency with importance. Urgent things scream at you, but the important things whisper. If you are not careful, you spend your whole life reacting to the screams and ignoring the whispers. I often tell young people that success is not about how fast you respond to urgent matters, but how well you protect the important ones. Urgent tasks will always exist. There will always be a message that needs a quick reply, a customer who complains, a small fire that needs to be put out. These things may seem critical in the moment, but 5 years later, you will not even remember them. On the other hand, things like taking care of your health, spending time with your loved ones, learning new skills, and building your vision are not urgent today, but they are the foundation of your life tomorrow. If you do not schedule these, you will wake up one day realizing you worked hard every day but built nothing meaningful. When we were building Alibaba, urgent problems came every single hour. Someone's website wasn't working. A client was unhappy. An employee was stressed. Of course, we had to fix these things. But I learned something important. If I only reacted to problems, I would spend all my time being a firefighter. The real growth of Alibaba came when we scheduled time for the important things, building the right culture, developing new strategies, and investing in our people. These were not urgent. Nobody was calling me every 5 minutes to remind me of them. But without them, the company would never have survived. It is easy to confuse being busy with being successful. Many people like to show off how busy they are. They run from one meeting to another. They answer emails at midnight. They feel proud of their stress. But being busy with urgent things is not an achievement. It is a trap. The world will always give you more urgent tasks than you can handle. But the world will never give you the time for what is truly important. You must take it yourself. The difference between people who achieve long-term success and those who remain stuck is that successful people know how to say no to urgency when it threatens importance. They put important things into their calendar before anything else. They treat their workout, their reading, their family dinner, their thinking time as if it were a meeting with the most powerful person in the world. Because in reality, it is. It is a meeting with their future self. When we are young, we think time is unlimited. We believe we can always do things tomorrow, next week, or next year. But as we grow older, we begin to understand that time is the most expensive thing we have. More valuable than money, more valuable than opportunities, more valuable than anything else. Money can be lost and earned again. But 1 hour wasted today is 1 hour gone forever. If you want to know how rich or poor a person is, don't look at their bank account. Look at how they use their time. Successful people are not those who have more hours in a day, but those who treat their hours with respect. I often tell young people that being busy is not the same as being productive. Many people say they don't have time, but the truth is they have time for everything that is not important. They can spend hours scrolling on their phones, hours complaining, hours watching television. But when it comes to health, learning, or building their dream, they suddenly have no time. It is not a matter of not having time. It is a matter of not valuing time. If you value time, you will find a way. If you don't value it, you will find an excuse. When I started Alibaba, we had no money, no rich connections, no big office. What we had was 24 hours a day, the same as everyone else. The reason we could build something was because we respected those hours. Every meeting had a purpose. Every task had a time. Every person had a responsibility. We didn't waste hours on things that did not matter. Many people say, "Jack, you were lucky," but luck alone is never enough. Luck without discipline wastes away. Discipline comes from knowing that time is the one thing you cannot buy back. Think about this. A rich person and a poor person both wake up with 24 hours. If the rich person uses 1 hour to learn, 1 hour to build relationships, 1 hour to take care of health, and the poor person uses the same hours to gossip, complain, or watch meaningless things, who will grow in 10 years? Time is the fairest resource in the world. Everyone gets the same amount, but the result is never the same. Why? Because not everyone values it the same way. The truth is, time is not money. Time is life. Waste time, and you waste your life. Respect time, and you respect your life. If something is important to you, you must schedule it. You cannot wait for the right time, because the right time never comes by itself. You must create it. Every successful person you see today has learned this lesson deeply. They don't treat time casually because they know that one small decision on how you use 1 hour today can change your entire future tomorrow. Your future is not decided by what you hope for. It is decided by what you put on your schedule. Every day you make small decisions about how to spend your time, and these decisions quietly shape your tomorrow. If you schedule time for growth, for learning, for health, for relationships, then 10 years later you will be a person with wisdom, strength, and strong connections. If you only schedule urgent tasks and entertainment, then 10 years later you may wonder why nothing has changed. The calendar is not just a tool to manage time. It is a mirror of your priorities and a map of your future. I often tell young people that if you want to see your future, don't look at your dreams. Look at your daily schedule. Dreams sound beautiful, but schedules reveal the truth. If you say family is important, but your calendar has no space for them, then family is not really your priority. If you say health is important, but you never block time to exercise, then health is only a wish. Your future self will not be built by what you claim is important, but by what you consistently make time for. When we started Alibaba, I saw many entrepreneurs who had great ideas, but they disappeared after a few years. Why? Because their schedules were filled with chasing quick wins and solving endless problems, but not with building systems, culture, and long-term strategies. I realized that the way we used our schedule would decide if Alibaba would survive. We didn't grow because we were smarter. We grew because we were disciplined enough to dedicate time to what mattered most. Every day, every week, every month, our schedule reflected the future we wanted to build, not just the problems we had to solve in the moment. If you don't control your schedule, someone else will. The world is full of demands, emails, phone calls, urgent requests, endless meetings. If you allow these things to decide how you spend your time, then you are not living your own life. You are living someone else's. The only way to own your life is to own your schedule. This is why successful people are very careful about their calendar. They protect their time for the things that align with their vision, and they say no to everything else. In the end, the schedule you follow today is shaping the person you will become tomorrow. Every hour you give to something is an investment in your future self. If you want to see where you are heading, just look at your calendar right now. What you schedule is who you will become. That is why you must choose carefully, because time is life, and your schedule is the story of how you spend it. Dreams are easy to talk about. Everyone has dreams, but not everyone has the discipline to turn those dreams into reality. The real difference comes when you stop only talking and start scheduling. The moment you write something into your calendar, it stops being just a wish and becomes a commitment. That is the power of scheduling. It creates discipline. It creates focus, and it forces you to respect your own priorities. Without it, life will always find a way to distract you with something less meaningful. Many people say they want to be healthy, but when do they exercise? They say they want to learn, but when do they sit down to read or practice? They say they want to start a business, but when do they set aside time to plan or work on it? If it is not in your calendar, it does not exist. When you schedule it, you are telling yourself and the world that this is not optional. This is important, and I will show up for it. That small act of scheduling builds discipline because it holds you accountable to your future. When I was building Alibaba, I knew I could not control luck or the market, but I could control my time. Every day I made sure we had scheduled moments to think, to plan, to learn, and to grow as a team. It was tempting to spend all our hours reacting to small fires, but I insisted we dedicate time to the bigger picture. Over time, that habit of scheduling important activities gave us the discipline to keep moving forward even when things looked impossible. Without scheduling, we might have wasted all our energy chasing noise instead of building something strong. Scheduling also creates focus. When you see an important task written clearly in your calendar, it clears away excuses. You don't need to debate with yourself about whether you should do it or not. The decision has already been made. Your job is simply to show up and do it. This removes the mental energy wasted on hesitation and allows you to focus entirely on the task at hand. Many successful people are not smarter than others. They are simply more consistent. And consistency comes from scheduling, not from waiting for motivation to appear. The truth is, life will never give you free time for your priorities. The world will always try to fill your day with other people's demands. If you want to achieve something meaningful, you have to claim time for it and protect that time like it is the most valuable meeting of your life. By doing this, you train your mind to respect your own goals. That respect slowly grows into discipline, and discipline becomes the bridge between your dreams and your reality.